Well, hello racing fans and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show. We are previewing the Vaal on Thursday, the 23rd of October. There's lots happening on this Wednesday morning. The pre-recorded show, Alistair Cohen, busy and waiting on the line. So let's get straight into it, racing fans. I trust that you're well. Race number 1 will kick off the bipod. It's a maiden plate over 2,400 meters. We bring up the field, have a look at some betting. Number 1 is at 28 to 10, 2 at 4 to 1, 3 is also trading at 4 to 1, 5 Emerald City is at 7 to 1, 7 King of Silk is at 33 to 10, and 9 Silent Future will now be partnered by Julius Mariba. Chase Morgine not riding at the meeting, and the blinkers are on. A busy time of the year for the boys down in the Western Cape with sales, gallops, everything's happening there. As we bring down the curtain for racing at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, it's been a wonderful last few months racing at the country course. Alistair Cohen, trust you well.
Yeah, all good, thanks, Dees. The gallops at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on Wednesday were crazy, but crazy for all the right reasons. Saw some very nice horses that I think a lot of racegoers, you yourself coming down a couple of times for the Cape Summer Festival, would like to remember. I thought probably the most impressive gallop was a horse called Note to Self, trained by Justin Snaith. And then there was a first timer, just to put in the back of your mind, trained by James Crawford, called April Fool's Day. Probably looking for a bit further, but that's a horse that will win races. Yep, we are getting ever closer towards some big days, the marquee days around the country. Betway Summer Cup, obviously anti-post betting is out for that on Hollywood Bets, and getting towards those big days in Cape Town, so a very exciting time. Now, Dees, before we get into the nitty-gritty, and we are going to try and complete this in good, short, sharp time, I've shied away from exotics in this meeting. I've got a 20 to 1 place all-to-come treble. I think I've lost my mind, but we'll get to that in a moment. Race number 1 on the card, I don't think it's a race that'll take much winning. I think number 9, Silent Future's a live chance here, Dees. I think with a lightweight 52.5 with blinkers on for the first time, I thought the change of tactics last time brought about some improvement when beaten 7 1/4 lengths by Ethical. Draw number 1 is going to be a big advantage. Obviously, got Julius Mariba now taking the ride, replacing Chase Morgine. I think it's the type of card where I think you could probably think outside the box and maybe shy away from what would be your normal play. So I wouldn't recommend having a big win bet on number 9, Silent Future, but I do think that she'll run into the top 4 and potentially make quartets pay. I think the most reliable form on offer probably comes from number 1, Euphrates. Wouldn't write off his chances. Serena Moodley takes a ride, trying 1.5 miles for the first time. Third run after a break, he does make some appeal, although the form lines aren't that pretty. So in order of preference, I'm going to go 1, 9, and then probably 2 and 3 for the minor positions. But I definitely think number 9, Silent Future, is the horse that's going to make trifectas and quartets pay and potentially get into the hunt.
Okay, 1 and 9 for Alistair in leg 1 of the bipod. Let's move along to the place accumulator, which will be race number 2. And race number 2, the betting is like so. I just want to refresh race number 1, if I may, and it allows me to do so as quick as possible here in studio. The horse that Alistair likes there in race number 1, Silent Future, is in double figures. That's trading at around 10 to 1, so some nice value there. So race number 2, Alistair, we start off the place accumulator. Horse number 1 is trading at 8 to 1. Then we got 7 to 1 shots, numbers 4 and 5. Number 6, Flag Bearer, is an 8 to 1 shot. No jockey declared as yet for number 7, Pomazelis, at 11 to 2. 9 is Vava Vegas at 8 to 1. 8 to 1 about number 12, The Merciful. And it's double figures the balance. Yes, it is double figures the balance. Wow, what a betting race. You seldom see this. You got a horse at 11 to 2, and then the next best is 7 to 1, wide open.
Dees, you're going to think I've lost the plot. I like a horse at the bottom of the boards here. As far as my place all to come is concerned, and in the big field on Hollywood Bets, you get 4 places. 14, Gold de Grace, I think, is the biggest runner. Savannah Valgello takes 4 kilos off the back, got a neat draw. I think the horses that make the most appeal do have some tricky draws. So 14, Gold de Grace, is going to get the run of the race. There have been some horrible runs in the recent form. I don't think he got home over 3,000 meters when he was beaten out of sight by Moment. The next start had excuses, hampered mouth injury, and then returned coughing at the penultimate start. The last run was a little bit better, although it's hard to get excited about it. But hear me out. Every single piece of collateral form with Gold de Grace. 24th of July, finished behind the Merciful and Pomazelis. The divisions better off at the weights. Again, if you go to the 7th of August, finished in front of the Merciful, Hat Furious, Pomazelis, and Count True Chances. Better off at the weights for beating all of those. And then further down the page is another line of form where if you go to the Major Loon run behind Arlington Action, or the Arlington Action run, where Major Loon finished in front, comes in here, wait for it, 11 kilos better off for 5 lengths. This horse has all the value in the race, number 14, Gold Grass. I cannot possibly stand here, hand on heart, say that he's got a winning chance, but I think he'll run into the top 4. So he's the start of my place all to come. The old regulars all make some sort of appeal, horse like Flag Bearer. He's got to have some sort of chance, instant attraction for pure consistency. Copper Plate, I think, will enjoy the galloping nature of the Vaal racetrack. So he's probably the one that they need to beat. A horse like Red Sparrow and Crepusculo and the Merciful, they all enter calculations. But punters at the price, 10 to 1 a place, top 4, number 14, Gold de Grace. I think he'll run into the top 4. The big field enhances a little bit of place value about him.
Okay, if this has to arrive, number 14, Gold de Grace, for 2025, this will be the find of all shows, regardless. Don't even worry about shows in other provinces. This will be the find of all shows for 2025. And forget about Deepavali, that's already done and dusted. There will be fireworks if this thing has to arrive on Tuesday. All the best to Alistair. Big find, 66 to 1 shot. And as he mentioned, 10 to 1 a place. Pick 6 begins in race number 3, 13, 40, 20 to 2, 1600 meters. And this is a merit-weighted 84 handicap. Horse number 1, Diwali Rocket. There's the name, Diwali Rocket, 8 to 1. I know Manu Pandaram quietly fancies this horse's chances. Number 4, Dark Silver, is at 6 to 1. Then we got Caden Brewer on number 7, the Playboy Bomber. Number 10, Unsolved Riddle, is at 6 to 1. 11 After Hours is at 9 to 2. 12 Capella is at 5 to 1. And 13 is trading at 9 to 2. Well, I mentioned there could be some fireworks amongst our racing fans if your 66 to 1 shot arrives. Diwali Rocket, by the way, did open up at 10 to 1, Alistair. And I mentioned that Manu Pandaram likes the horse because I did have a chat to him about this individual. And the horse is shortened 10 to 1 into 7 to 1. Is that part of your play in the pick 6, number 1?
Yeah, he enters consideration. I must be honest, I'm staying away from a pick 6 on this card. I just think that you're going to be breaking my budget. But yes, he's got to be in the play from draw. When he holds an entry for the Betway Summer Cup, and if he's to be taken seriously, then he ought to win this. Garish Samabertia's 2.5 kilo claim is going to help. He's not without a prayer. He's definitely run with stronger. He mixes his form. He went off to the front last time. Probably wasn't his way. He'll be better for the run. This will be his 3rd run after a long break. So I think he figures into calculations, does number 1, Diwali Rocket. But had you quizzed me about any horse on the race, I think they all would have figured into calculations. Jury's going to have a tough task from that draw. Trent Mayhew takes a ride. Quartet chance, I think, for number 2, Jury's out. If he were to finish any better, that would be a bonus. There is a race for him in about a month from now, which I think will be more suitable to him. My top choice here, funny enough, is number 3, Jordan. Sean Terry has also offered him in the past in quite a few big races, and he's held nominations there. Penultimate start behind Count Hutiku, who came out and won. I know that he's sadly been scratched from the Betway Summer Cup as number 3, Jordan. Craig Zaki takes a ride. Terry's yard's in good form. I tend to believe that he runs nicely enough fresh back from a break, 4 starts for a win in a place. I like the form lines that he brings in. He's, for me, probably the horse that's... To say that he's going to come on will be a bit of a stretch. He's a 5-year-old, but he's by Silvano, so I don't think he's done with winning. That's the point I'm trying to make about number 3, Jordan. And then further down the page, number 10, Unsolved Riddle, also got to be some sort of player. It was a refreshing run last time behind Mastership. Mastership holds an entry in the Allard Steel Road on a mission mile, and I think he's competitive off a mark in the low 80s, high 70s. So that's why number 10, Unsolved Riddle, makes some appeal. The most interesting horse in the race, who's got a ton more to beat, is number 13, Bellerophon. Beat nothing of any substance last time. He couldn't possibly miss it, 4 to 10. Serena Mudley takes a ride. I like that engagement for Fabian Habib. We'll learn a lot more about him. He's been held in high regard. He was costly to follow in his first 2 starts when there was noise about his chances. But let's see how he goes straight into the maidens. He is a player. He is an inclusion. But for now, I just think stepping out of that work rider's maiden into this hard-knocking handicap, if you ask me which one I prefer and which one I'll make the most noise about as a winning chance, it would be number 3, Jordan, but no shortage of chances here.
Okay, race 4, graduation plate fillies and mares, 1450 meters. A cracking field. There's some quality to speak about here. Number 3, Elegantrix, 17-10 was the opening call. That is trading now at 14-10. Number 4, Stormy Day at 28-10. 28-10, Stormy Day. And then we got horse number 6, which is Tina Lovelace. That is trading at 14-10. And I can tell you that number 5, Hazy Daisy, is now out. So we got a field of 7 runners that go to post. Elegantrix, she did show her hand as a youngster, Alistair.
Yeah, she did, Dees, but I'm a bit worried about her over this trip. I think she's a high-quality sprinter. I think she's got something to come. But I don't know about over 1450, especially back from a break. The Space Yard's in hot form. Can't fault that. But every time she's kind of stretched her legs, she's not quite done the job. And I'm referring to her penultimate stars on Hollywoodbets Durbanville when she was well beaten by Chronicle King when she went off to the front. So I think it's a very interesting race. Dees, I think the grade 1 run of number 6, Tina Lovelace, on Gold Cup Day, when second to Golden Palm, something had to run second. I thought that was out the top draw for number 6, Tina Lovelace. And although she mixes her form, she can run the odd howler. I'd like to believe that form is genuine enough to work with coming into this race, and she must be some sort of chance. Number 6, well, not some sort of chance. I think she's a big chance. If you refer to the best weighted column, she's right up there. She's second to World of Alice, who patently needs a lot further. So I think that we're working into her type of space. Number 6, Tina Lovelace. Number 4, Stormy Day, I think is also a very interesting chance. I'd make her a winning chance. In fact, they're the 2 horses that I'd work towards in the pick 6, numbers 4 and 6. Stormy Day unbeaten. She is going to have to add an extra dimension to her game over the 1450. Second one after a break. She does take a big rise in class, but she's not done much the right way, and she's still won. So if there is anything to come, and I'd like to believe that there is, then I think that she's a live chance. 4 and 6 for me, the 2 winning chances. If you feel unhappy about that, 3 Elegantrix, probably worth including, and I think World of Alice will probably come on with a run under the belt and over further.
Okay, 7 runners, 3 runners selected. Race number 5, merit rated 76 handicap. Distance is 1450 meters. Number 1, Palace Prince, is at 5-2. Then we go on to number 6, Father Christmas, at 4-1. 7, Prince of Kildare, is 5-1. Number 9, Neverland, is a 4-1 shot. And 10, Oklahoma Twister, is at 7-1. Another race, you know, the betting says it all. 5-2 on top of the boards. Number 1, Palace Prince, that's the horse to beat?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Palace Prince goes here, Dees, because he holds an entry in the Graham Beck Stakes, which is not too far away. Does Palace Prince, and he's already accepted. So St. John Gray will have the option of seeing if he qualifies for the race and either running him fit into the race or giving him time off. I don't think he stayed last time over a mile. But also around the turn, I do have my reservations. He runs his best races down the straight, does Palace Prince. He's got one eye, and I think that he has a propensity of just being a little bit unsure and lower confidence when other horses are around him, and he's got to go around the turn. As you can see, down the straight, runs much better races. So he's worth another chance or two. He's got something about him. He should never have lost his penultimate start where he was doing his best work late. He really found his feet right in the closing stage, which I'm sure prompted St. John to go up in distance with number 1, Palace Prince. But I'm going to kick for touch with him, and I think that number 7, Prince of Kildare, and 9, Neverland are the 2 horses that I prefer just a little bit more. Prince of Kildare did us a favour last time and tipped on the show, beating Foster Nova. Good gallant win. Yes, he's probably better on the inside track is Prince of Kildare, but a horse that did us a favour. I'm not prepared to write him off and say can't win. His anti-penultimate start where he gave weight to Rodeo Drive, and Rodeo Drive running a great second in the Betway Spring Challenge for fillies and mares. That form is certainly worth the paper it's written on. And then number 9, Neverland, tons of scope to improve. Lots more to come. He could be anything more to beat than Amandla and Gowetu, but number 9, Neverland, is certainly going along the right way. So those are the 2 horses that I'm going to lean towards. And then third choice would be number 1, Palace Prince, in race number 5.
Okay, last pick 3 on the card, race 6, novice handicap, 1200 meters, and number 2 is 3-1. Number 3 at 28-10. Horses 5 and 8 are scratched. 7 Spy Story is at 4-1. And it's double figures the balance. Did take down the betting prior to the scratching, so watch for adjustments there. With the scratching of number 8, Pivotal Role, what's your thoughts now?
Dave, I've always been keen on Mr. Wilson in this race. really keen on his chances. I think the cut-up of the field does make life a lot easier. Draw one, trying this trip for the first time, second one after a break. For me, he runs like he's going to get this trip. The son of active war. He started his career with a bit of a bang. He turned over Nyaka has competed in feature races. From there, I'd argue that he's just needed his 2 runs back, and I think it's go time now for number 3, Mr. Wilson. I mean, the natural danger is obviously number 2, Bunyan, who was turned over by Roaming Spirit, who was a little disappointing subsequently, but his maiden win of beating Miami Mountain has got to stand up. Not Johan style to run from this deep draw with number 2, Bunyan, but the scratching is going to help his cause. He's currently 7 out of 7 at the time of recording. So I've got more than the time of day for him, but that place all to come, that figures in the first leg with Gold de Grace. Sadly, I don't have a horse at the bottom of the boards that make up the last 2 legs, but the next one will be number 3, Mr. Wilson, under Sereno Woodley. I think this horse is tailor-made. If he doesn't win, I think he'll run second.
Race number 7, fillies and mares, 1,000 meters, and at last double on the card, number 1, Chrome Tomberlin at 5-1. 4, Mystical Miss at 3-1. Julius Mariba rides number 6. 7, Clairwood Rose, 3-1. Number 8, Jazz Pianist at 4-1, and 9, Faithful Neo is a 9-2 shot. Yeah, we're on the final stretch now, Alistair, and race number 7. How can we close off Jackpot 1?
A wildly open race, this D's. I'm pretty uncomfortable with this, but I'm uncomfortable in nailing a winner down, but I am comfortable in the fact that my final leg of the place all to come is here, but we'll get to that in a moment. The reason why I'm uncomfortable with this race is the fact that we got Chrome Tourmaline, who dropped us in class, just the 2 of us, valid excuses. Mystical Miss on her handicap debut, Global Thunder, who was prolific during the winter, running some excellent races. Here, Kaha, I don't think is too bad. And then bottom weights, Jazz Pianist and Faithful Neo, although up in class, they might have the game these days to be quite dangerous here. But I'm going to lean towards number 7, Clairwood Rose as my top choice. I know that she's under sufferance. She's 7 pounds under sufferance here, Dees, but just hear me out. She's 1 from 1 over the trip. She beat Queen's Pact over 1,000 meters. She was tried at feature race level. It's also her handicap debut, so she might be undervalued off an 85. I thought the last run in the graduation plate, Perfect Miracle, and the second horse held in very high regard, trained by Johan Janse van Vuren, pretty persuasive. And the 4th horse placed in a grade 1 in the form of a bit of class, although it was too short for her. Clairwood Rose, for me, acquitted herself very nicely there last time out. And I think just the drop in distance and the fact that she's got a light weight against these horses that are either in their place short of confidence, needing the run, that she'll give a very good account of herself, and I think that she can get right into the action here. Ignore her only bad run on paper behind Another Dance for me. I think A, it was too far. In fact, if you look at her 2 runs over 1,400 meters, they've been her worst runs. A, too far, and probably bouncing off more than she could chew. Plus, she was back from a break. Any amount of excuses for Clairwood Rose there. And if you eliminate that, I think she comes in here with reasonable enough form. I'm willing to make her the 3rd leg of my place all to come. Like I said, a 20-1 place all to come that you don't see too often. I think number 7, Clairwood Rose, is a live chance. But for me, with the pick that I've kind of been alluding to and hinting towards as the meeting goes on, this is the race that you probably want to include as many as you can afford. That and the last race, I think, is also wildly open.
Okay, let's move along to the lucky last race, number 8, 1,000 meters, fillies and mares, 76 divided handicap. We bring up the field. The betting is like so. Number 1, Reigning Rubies, 7-1. 2, Paradise Way is at 4-1. Number 3, Queen's Pact at 5-1. 5, 8 Hats at 8-1. 6, She's All Mine at 4-1. She's really turned things around in the Highveld, this horse, She's All Mine, and she's won effortlessly both those runs for Brett Weber. How much more left? Can she make it 3 on the bounce? Well, she is a 4-1 shot. Then we got number 9, Time for Charity. Now the mount of Girish Samabertia. That will be the replacement for Chase Mojin, who's not riding. Number 10, Blind Fire, carrying 54.5 kgs at 6-1. It's amazing how this filly, She's All Mine, arrived with no form from KZN as a maiden, and now back to back, she's turned things around in a big way with Brett.
Can't knock her at all, Dees. And she's been very impressive to the eye. She's gone up massively in the ratings, 16 pounds for 2 wins, which sounds like a big slap, but she could be well ahead of the handicap at number 6, She's All Mine. She may have got assisted by the lightweight last time. She's not my top choice, but she's well within here, a winning chance as number 6, She's All Mine, and the Kiratila Kajedi. Credit to Brett Weber. He started the season unbelievably well. He's fighting at stats out the top draw with some elite trainers and some elite yards. So on the radar, number 6, She's All Mine, as is number 2, Paradise. But I thought it was a fair run last time with the light weight. She's got less to beat, but she's got more weight on her back. We'll learn a lot more about her. But I think number 10, Blind Fire, back to 1,000 meters could be the one. High number draw down the Vaal Classic straight, probably where you want to be. On the 28th of August, finished just behind In the Ether. Waited to turn that form around with In the Ether in time for charity. She comes in here 4 kilos better off with In the Ether, and she comes in here half a kilo better off for a head beating. So wherever one is time for, well, wherever number 9 is time for charity, number 10 Blind Fire ought to be right there. But I think Blind Fire might just have that little bit more to come with a higher number draw and time for charity and a usual stunt, just doing her best work towards the end of the race. So she's the one I'm going to lean towards. In order of preference, I'm going to go 10, 9, 6, 2, and 3. And that's probably where I'd narrow it to, maybe number 5, 8 Hats as an alternative.
Okay, you mentioned that you got that all to come instead of an exotic bet. It's up on screen.
Yep, so that also comes. Race number 2, 14 Gold de Grace. That's not a typo. Really like his chances. On to race 6, number 3, Mr. Wilson. And then race 7, number 7, Clarewood Rose. 20 to 1, place all to come. If Gold de Grace does us a favour, then there'll be a few cigars lit up in the evening.
Okay, Gold de Grace at the time of recording is trading at 66 to 1. Thanks for your time, Alistair.
Dees, always a pleasure.
Okay, Alistair Cohen, Gallop TV, myself, Dees down, and to you, the valued racing fan. Hopefully it turns out to be a good Thursday if you are racing at the Vaal. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.